Welcome to the Political Checkmate, and today I'm going to checkmate this meme from the Occupy Democrats that tries to claim that left-wing economic policies are good for the economy. The arguments in these memes are generally misleading or simply correlation equals causation. Now that I got that out of the way, let us begin. In the first claim, that 9 out of 10 poorest states are Republicans, as economist Mark Hendrickson points out, many of these poor states are in the South that historically relied on slavery and focused on producing commodities, while the North focused on manufacturing goods and value-added goods, and the South's culture focused less on education, while for states like Montana, economic status is due to its geography where it's remote and its climate is harsh. Economist Tim Wortstall added on to this issue by pointing out that red states are more affordable places to live rather than blue states. In the second claim, 95 out of 100 poorest counties are in Republican states. Occupy Democrats' source for this is PolitiFact, and if you actually read the article, they point out that the red states that make up most of the list, such as Texas, Georgia, and Kentucky, have over 100 counties, and if we look at blue states like New Jersey or Massachusetts, that have less than 25 counties, so if those states were as broken up as the red states, they would have a lot of poor counties. In the third claim, 9 out of 10 richest cities are run by Democrats. My response is that the majority of the most populous cities are Democrats due to, as Brookings Institute scholar William Frey points out, urban areas have a preference for Democrats because urbanites tend to be secular and more diverse. After all, counties where 90% of the population identifies as white, the GOP will get 70% of the vote, while counties where whites are the minority will get 43% of the vote. I gotta say, this claim that Democrats are the cause of the fortune is simply making a correlation equals causation argument because many studies have found left-wing economic policies are generally a drag to the economy. For example, a study from the Journal of Economic Growth did a cost-benefit analysis and found that if we stuck towards the 1950s style of regulation, households would have had over $200,000 in household income and a GDP of $53.9 trillion by the end of 2011. While this study from the National Bureau of Economic Research looked at the renaissance of fiscal research 10 years after the financial crisis, found that the spending multiplier has a 0.6 to 1 effect, and while for tax changes, a multiplier, the literature found a -2 to -3 effect. A multiplier, if you don't know, is simply how much GDP will increase or decrease each additional government purchase. A multiplier of 1 means that government spending creates no additional value in the private sector activity, so basically taking resources from the private sector to the public sector. But a multiplier less than 1 means government spending shrank private activity, slowing total economic output, which basically means that government spending and tax changes simply decrease economic output according to the National Bureau of Economic Research study. And these are examples off the top of my head. I could go on and on. In the fourth and final claim, Republican presidents cause 4 times more recessions than Democrats. The source for this claim is from PolitiFact, but if you actually read the article, they cite the findings of a Blinder and Watson paper, but the study points out that the data on growth gap does not support the claim of policy choice, since a lot of the Democrats' economic advantage can be attributed to things outside the U.S. government. Also, Republicans got into office during the boom and Democrats came into office during the recession and then right in the national recovery. This could instead be what economist Tara Sinclair points out, that it's possible that the public votes in response to economic conditions, she added, meaning political cycles can follow economic cycles. I gotta say, this meme is looking at things in a black and white lens because you have to realize that Democrats and Republicans presidents have chosen policies that the whole party disagree with by today's standards, because President Richard Nixon implemented price controls and JFK did tax cuts. Now then, that begs the question, is there an actual formula of economic ideas that grows the economy? I, for one, would say yes, and that would be Economic Freedom Index, which measures size of government, legal system and security of property rights, sound money, freedom to trade internationally, and regulation. This literature review looking at 402 studies using the Economic Freedom Index and found that over two-thirds of the studies found faster growth and better living standards, and less than 4% found better outcomes such as income inequality. Another literature review of over 200 articles using the Economic Freedom Index got similar results to the previous literature review, such as finding two-thirds of the studies finding economic freedom to be associated with good outcomes such as faster economic growth, and only one study found negative results. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and please donate to my Patreon so I can make more videos and have your video requests checkmated. And thanks for watching, and have a nice day.